Hello everybody, I'm Steve.
I'm Debbie.
And we're back. We're Gishman Tours. And we are going to make a little video about the things that we bought for our first camping trip with this camper. We did have a few things that we didn't have to repurchase because we saved them when we sold our last camper. Primarily those things are a sewer hose and the hose ramp, the little accordion thing that the hose sits on. We already had those. A water regulator. You know, the water regulator regulates the pressure of the water coming out of the hose. The fittings in your camper are typically only rated for about 50 psi on the water. Well, a lot of times you get in these campgrounds and the water pressure could be anywhere from 40 to 70 psi, and it'll blow your seals. So you don't want to hook up to a random strange place without a water regulator, a pressure regulator of some sort.
A small purchase that can save you a lot of money in the long run.
Absolutely. I also already had some, freshwater hoses. They have the white ones. I also have one that is electric. You say, what's an electric water hose? Okay, an electric water hose is one that is wrapped in a wire that, when plugged in, heats up and keeps your hose from freezing in the wintertime. When I was living in the fifth wheel for a couple of winters, that kept me going. So it kept my water lines from freezing. So I kept that because those are not cheap. So I have that. I think that's really about it for the big stuff that we had. So what did we buy? Probably the first thing that I bought was a 30 amp surge protector. And I'm going to put links down below and show you pictures of the ones that we purchased in case you need them. Make a quick, easy way for you to link into Amazon and just drop them in your cart for yourself. We bought some tire levelers. So these are something that weren't around a few years ago, but we got to use them this time. You back over, you back over them, and they rock, and you find exactly the right spot, and you put the mate to it in, and boom.
Much easier than the blocks we used to have that you had to stack them up and make like a pyramid shape and get it just right. This is a much easier system, so definitely would recommend that.
And I think they're easier on the tires too than those
Yes.
square blocks. I know back when I was running truck campers that I used to blow tires, and I narrowed it down inevitably to using square blocks to level the truck. And those 12-ply tires, for whatever reason, if they didn't fit, if they didn't sit on there just perfect, and it didn't happen every time, but I did ruin a couple of tires, over the years when I had them, because I wasn't centered on the blocks just right. Not an issue with these. So what else did I buy? I bought a hitch lock. Now, if you research hitch locks like I research hitch locks, then you'll come to the determination that they're all pretty much worthless. If somebody wants your trailer, they're going to take it. But
I'm going to keep the honest people out.
But the hitch locks keep the honest people honest. And it helps me sleep at night. So I bought this one. And I put it on. It had one of the better ratings. I'm sure somebody with a sledgehammer, and a good swing could knock it off in a hurry if they really, really wanted to. But it helps me sleep at night. We also bought a camper cover. And this is the one that I bought. We're not full-time yet, so it'll be sitting for... Our goal is to go at least 1 weekend a month for the next year until we can actually retire and go full-time. I always had a cover for my truck campers. I always kept it covered when I wasn't using it, when it was off the truck. And I think it's just a good, we don't have, we don't have a covered place to keep it. So I think that cover will, for one thing, you definitely want to cover your tires, because sun will rot your tires over time when they're just sitting. This cover kit that I bought came with tire covers, including the spare, so we'll be using those. And it helps keep the UV rays off of the rig. What else did we get? Oh, if you buy a travel trailer and it doesn't come with one, we kind of got lucky, ours did, you're going to want a stabilization hitch.
With anti-sway bars.
Yeah. I had never used one before. Debbie swore by them, and after pulling this trailer with one, I wouldn't run without one. If somebody tells you you don't need one,
I don't believe it. I can remember when we had our trailer before Steve and I married, had trailer, and a big truck came past us, and our trailer started doing this. And having that stabilization, those sway bars, along with the tow brake, made a huge difference. Or, trailer brakes on the vehicle. We were able to stabilize it and just very quickly get it back in tow. And it wasn't anything anybody did. It was the right conditions of a truck passing us in the right place. So.
Yeah. So those were kind of our initial, things to be safe.
Right.
To hit the road. These are kind of safety things. You've got to have leveling blocks if you've got a slide. Don't you dare try and put your slide out. If you're more than a half a bubble off a level, and I don't know what the manufacturers say. I don't know what the RV dealerships will tell you. But for me, if it's not within half a bubble, the slide doesn't come out, because all kinds of things can go wrong.
And guess what? We've never had trouble with the slide. So that's probably the best recommendation ever, is the fact that we are very picky about that when we're leveling, and therefore we don't have problems.
That's right. We've never had an issue with a slide.
But we did purchase Walkie Talkies, because even with cell phones, you can talk with a cell phone, but it's nice, rather than running back and forth, you can say, I would like for you to move this way a little bit or that way. You can communicate effectively when you're parking, and especially if you're backing into a slot that's not a pull through, which a lot of places in state parks and smaller places, smaller venues, I guess you would say, are backup. You have to back up. They're not pull through.
That's
back
right.
in. Back in. That's the word I'm looking for.
So,
the phrase.
So I found these Walkie Talkies at Lowe's. So here's a link to those, and they're fine. I mean, you can talk across the campground. You're not going to talk 16 miles on them, which is what they advertise. That's not going to happen.
But for our purposes of backing the trailer, perfect.
Yeah. Or if one of us wants to go for a walk or go fishing, or sometimes I'll take the camera and I'll do campground reviews. So I'll go out by myself and just photograph the campgrounds and stuff, and we can keep in contact. So I'm going to let Debbie talk about her shopping trip to get the things to set the camper up for us to live in it for a weekend. So, and your list is going to be different, but everybody wants to know, where do I start? So these are some things that you definitely want to look at, maybe put on your list.
Okay. You know what? I've had multiple campers, and I am a cook in my camper, which I think I've mentioned. One of the things I have is they sell, it's like a baby drainer rack. I think it's so cute. I got mine on Amazon, but they have them at, they also have them other places, but that's where we purchased ours this time. You're definitely going to need your toilet chemical to get started, and your paper.
Yeah, I've used this chemical for years and years. I've always bought it at Walmart. It's orange, but it's not like you really smell it or anything. What it does is take the smell away. But it's always worked. for me.
Right.
That's the main thing. And it's always
Right.
easy to find because it's at Walmart.
Right. Do not put regular toilet paper down your system. You will have a large problem. What you buy in the section for can't RV use is made so it decomposes easily. So make sure you spend a few pennies more.
Yeah.
Again, you spend a few pennies, save yourself big money down the road.
Yes.
Okay. Kitchen utensils. We bought a new set because we just didn't have enough to put in the camper.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, I have actually taken my utensils from my house to my camper and then bought new ones for my kitchen and thought, woo, I got double deal there. New utensils in both places. We bought a set of knives to cook with, and we did have a set of plates that we saved from our last camper, but we had plates, cups, little bowls,
and coffee cup.
coffee cups and saucers, and
Yeah, saucer.
we just have a set of 4. That's plenty.
Yeah.
Because even when we were younger and camping with kids, you don't need more than that because you're going to wash them. You're not going to let your dishes sit there all day because you can't cook again. So you don't need a lot of things to carry with you. We always carry a few paper plates, paper cups,
Yep.
because there's times like if you're eating lunch on the road, you want to eat quick, ditch them in the nearest trash can and move on. You don't want to have to do dishes when if you're trying to make a lot of miles one day or something. Silverware. And then I had a set of copper bottom pots that I specifically kept because we now have a glass top at our house, but in the camper we have the gas, which I just love cooking on gas, and the copper bottom gives you nice even heat. Yep. So you may be able to pick up some used, on your marketplace or somewhere close to you, or even a thrift shop, I don't know. But we actually had kept the set from when we had them in a prior house when we had gas. So that's your cooking utensils. And make sure you buy some things that you want to cook in. If you buy cheap stuff, you're going to be buying another set in a year. So that's just a good bottom line, for me anyway.
Get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. Cutting board, seasonings. There's seasonings I keep all the time. I keep olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic salt, onion salt. Things I cook with all the time. If you have something you cook with pretty much once a week, just buy another little bottle and keep it in your camper. It's not a big problem that way. Ice cube trays. Ice is very important to me, isn't it, Steve?
Yes.
So I'm constantly making ice. I usually take some ice in a small container with me when we start out, and then I just start making ice. And when it's frozen, I dump it and make some more. Never have to buy ice that way. Personally, that's preferable to me. We bought some small containers for leftovers that have stack lids, and that way, as we're cooking, we have something left over, we got a place to put it. We also had electric skillet. We were trying to decide between electric skillet and buying this really cool grill that we found online.
Gas grill.
Gas grill. And we have an outside hookup, which is wonderful. But we also have electricity outside. And we thought, we have another year or so before we're really going to retire. How much are we going to use that grill? So we decided we're going to start by using an electric skillet that we had at home. We happen to have 2. And we're going to use it. Because, an electric skillet, I'm telling you, you can cook bacon and sausage and pancakes and hamburgers, and you can make a spaghetti dish in there or whatever. And you're cooking outside, so your heat's not in your camper if it's in the summertime. So we're going to give that a try. So you might look around your house. You might have an appliance like that you don't use a lot.
Like an Instapot or an air fryer.
If it's something you use a lot and you think you would use it and you want to make the space for it, go for it. We also have a pickup truck so we can put things in the back.
Yep.
Bedding and pillows. Again, we had some bedding around the house that we were able to use that was in great shape. Don't used to buy new. Same with...
Well, we did. We bought new for ourselves and
brought it into the camper.
Brought the bedding into the camper. So the house has new bedding.
Yes. We actually prefer just to use our pillows from our bed because we're kind of picky sleepers. And we just put them in the pillowcases that go in here. And that way the pillowcases at home stay nice and the ones in the camper stay matched, which, may not be a problem for you. I don't know. Bath towels. Again, brought a set we had that were not being used at the house. Let's see here. Oh, big one to me. Command hooks to hang up. We've got ones for our coats and hats. We've got some in our bathroom. We've got one for our keys. We've got one for our hot pads. to hang on. Just those little things of getting those things up and out of the way and in a place where you know they belong. You know, I know where the keys are. I don't have to look for them because they're hanging by the door.
Exactly. So.
Anything else we can think of?
No, that's just a list of some things that we bought like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday before we left on Friday to come out for a weekend at the lake.
Yeah.
So, and we went to Walmart today because guess what? We found some more. We have some more things that we didn't have. So we did pick up a few extra things, and we've still got a few things that we're looking for. We're looking for a pitcher, you know, for iced tea.
Like iced tea.
That'll fit in the refrigerator. Well, we didn't find one today, but we'll keep looking. We'll find one. But yeah, make a list of things, and you'll figure it out as you go. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have it the first weekend out, it's not the end of the world.
That's right.
So,
but just get out there and have fun. And I personally have enjoyed just picking up the few things that we needed and saying hello to my camper dishes again and hello to my pots and pans to be able to use them again.
Yeah.
So,
like I said earlier, I'm going to put links to all this stuff down in the description. Perfect. And as always, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, you know, if you've got something really cool that you have found that you think we might be able to use, let us know.
Absolutely.
So, I think that's it. Until next time.
Okay. This is Debbie saying goodbye. Hope to see you on the road.
You bet. See you on the road.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Oh, yeah.